Hi. We all know Colombia is a country that is rich in different ambits. It has one of the most highest rates in different food plates, biodiversity, excellent music, diversity in cultural and recreational activities, and besides, it produces one of the best drinks ever that most of us, like, which is coffee. However, Colombia presents a problematic that is not well visibilized in a national and an international level. This is that prisons and jails in Colombia presents a high amount and a high rate of overcrowding. Overcrowding in prisons constitutes a massive human rights violation. Indeed, the Constitutional Court has declared it as an unconstitutional state of affairs. But I want to ask you, how will you feel living 60 centimeters, just 60 centimeters, near another person that has not the hygienic conditions? And I want to ask you, in this circumstance in which we are living a pandemic, how could you feel living near a person that could have the virus and that it could propagate easily? That is not an easy question, right? I want to share with you this. This is a Bogota and a Colombian prison. It is an example of one of the varied prisons that present this problematic of overcrowding. I am a law student and I want to share with you the results of my investigation. In fact, the International Penal Reform has described this problematic. It says that prisoners actually presents difficult conditions because it has no hygienic practicings. It has also drug addiction. It has violence to women and men, and the people in prisons do not know its right. And I want to share with you, besides, that Colombia is one of the countries that has the higher rate of overcrowding in prisons. Indeed, the criminal justice reform has not included this in their political agenda. Politicians have not included this as programs to direct these political changes for resocialization in prisons. In fact, Semana has stated that Colombia has 36.5% of overcrowding. In fact, in a place where there can only be 30,000 people, there are included, but in the practical arena, 40,000 persons. Can you imagine living in these conditions? Could you imagine living in this? It's a difficult situation. But I want to share with you that there is still a hope. In Brazil, they present also a high amount of overcrowding in prisons. But the difference is that they had implemented educational programs and political programs that include different assistance to prisoners. These educational programs make them the difference in which they can work and can have an alternative and a different attitude towards their situation. And the invitation here is that criminal justice reform must include these educational programs into consideration. But here we are in our zone of comfort. We are in a zone, in a space, in a quotidianity in which we are not so interested in these topics. But how could we make a change? Easily. You and I can make a change. In fact, we can elect people that will represent us in a political arena, in the Congress, by electing them not because they are famous, not because they are popular, but because they present in their political agenda programs that could constitute a change and an inclusion for people that are in constant inconstitutional situations. For example, we can vote and be conscious about this situation by electing people that includes the human rights recognition in all their spheres. The invitation is to literally be concerned about this situation. I want to share with you that there is a hope. Human dignity is possible. And even though these people may deserve the sanction and the punishment, they do not deserve these bad conditions. Because this unconstitutional state of affairs must be overcome urgently. Thank you.